I'm home. Her voice always made something in me settle. I peeked from the kitchen. Dinner's almost done. She smiled, slipping off her heels. Something smells amazing. Chicken tikka lasagna. Made it the way you, like with extra mozzarella. She dropped her bag on the couch and walked over. You spoiled me. I grinned. That's kind of the point. You're too good to me, Ethan. I shrugged, flipping the oven off. Or maybe you're just too easy to cook for? Sat at the small round table in our apartment, just like we did every night. I watched her take a bite, chew slowly, close her eyes. This is better than a restaurant, she said. You always say that, because it always is. She laughed, sipping her wine. You know, people at work think I'm lying. When I tell them you cook every night, let them be jealous. I smiled. What did you do today? She twirled her fork. Meetings. Emails. You know how it is. Did Martin finally fix the project server? Who? Martin. You're a tech guy. Oh, yeah. I think so. She didn't look at me when she said it. I let it slide another night, another dish. I placed the plate in front of her. Stuffed bell peppers, quinoa, black beans, and that spicy tomato chutney you like. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. You're really on a roll lately. Sat down, watching her more than the food. Did you eat already? No, why? You barely touched last night's dinner. I wasn't hungry? You sure? Ethan. She chuckled. Stop staring at me like I've committed a crime. I'm just not hungry today either. You said that yesterday. Okay, she stood abruptly, grabbing her wine. I'll eat more. Shh, happy. I raised my hands. I didn't mean, no, it's fine. She forced a few more bites, chewing fast, smiling tight. There, I ate. The table went quiet. Next night, I was plating pasta when she walked in. Phone glued to her ear. No, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, okay. You too. She hung up, eyes darting. Sorry, work call. Big project? I asked. Yeah, marketing. Stuff you wouldn't understand. I forced a smile. Try me. Ethan, she sighed. Let's not talk shop, okay? All right? Placed her plate down. Creamy mushroom fettuccine with garlic bread. She poked at it. Smells nice. You're not eating again? She frowned. I had a big lunch. They ordered pizza. At the office? I'm stuffed. I nodded. Right? You're upset. I'm just tired, I guess. She leaned back. You don't have to cook every night, you know. I want to. Well, don't do it out of guilt. I do it because I love you. She didn't respond. Just drank one Thursday. I got home late. She was already in pajamas, curled up on the couch. Hey, I said. Want me to throw something together real quick? She shook her head. I'm good. You didn't eat? I had something earlier. From where? It's just a cafe. Sandwich or something. I stood still. You always tell me when you eat out. She raised an eyebrow. Do I need permission now? No, I just Ethan, she interrupted. Can we not do this tonight? I'm not accusing you of anything. She picked up the remote. Then stop interrogating me. I stayed silent. Friday, I made her favorite pan-seared salmon with lemon dill sauce. She barely looked at it. You're not even going to try it? I asked, not hungry. I put my fork down again. Jesus, Ethan, can I control my appetite? Or maybe someone else is feeding you. Her eyes snapped up. Excuse me? I said. I heard what you said. She snapped. Where? The hell is that coming from? I looked at her. Really looked. You've stopped eating my food. You're always tired. Distant. On your phone more than you talk to me. So now I'm cheating? Didn't say that. You didn't. Have to? She stood and walked out. I sat alone at the table, fork untouched. Saturday morning. She came in while I was chopping onions. Ethan, we need to talk. I didn't look up. Okay, I know I've been distant. Work's been insane. My head's been all over the place. I stayed quiet. She walked closer. You're right. I haven't been eating your food, but it's not because of you. Then what is it? She hesitated. I don't know, I've just been off. Are you seeing someone? She blinked. No. Are you lying to me? She paused again. No, I chopped slower. You used to call me your home. Now it feels like I'm your fridge. That's not fair, isn't it? She left the kitchen. Later that night, I sat on the couch alone, TV on mute. She was in the bedroom, door shut. I looked at the takeout menu on the counter and threw it in the bin. I cooked myself an omelet. One plate, no wine, no smile, just silence. The silence started tasting louder than any dish I made, but I still cooked the next night, because that's what I did. Because I still believed we were happy, even when her eyes told me otherwise, even when every bite. She didn't take whispered the truth, and I didn't want to hear it yet. Asterisk hey, I said as she walked in. Perfect timing. Food's hot. Is she set? Her bag down without looking at me. I already ate. I blinked. You did? Yeah. Big lunch at work. Sorry. She walked past me into the bedroom. I stared at the table plate set, chicken still steaming. I whispered, okay, to know. 1. Next evening. Don't tell me, I said as she dropped her keys. You're full again. She winced. They brought in Thai food. I didn't expect it. You could have told me. I forgot it was a busy day. I pushed her plate closer. Just try a bite. She sat and stabbed at the curry without tasting it. Another day. Same result? What did they bring today? I asked, not even hiding the sarcasm. She rolled her eyes. Pizza. There was a birthday. What do you want me to do? Say no to free food? Maybe tell me before I cook. I'm not trying to ruin dinner every night, Ethan. Could have fooled me. She stood. I'm not doing this. Doing what? Talking, arguing, then eat? I'm not hungry. You never are anymore. She walked out. I heard the bathroom door slam. I sat down and ate in silence. I can't believe you made stew, she said a few nights later. It's too hot for this. I shrugged. You used to love it, she sighed.
Oh.
I'm not in the mood for heavy food. I kept my voice level. So what are you in the mood for? Not this. Of course not. She stared at me. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. It doesn't sound like nothing. I didn't respond. I just got up and took her untouched bowl to the sink. You don't have to cook every night, she said the following week. I know. Then why do you? I folded a napkin slowly, 'cause I want to. Well, maybe don't. Not if it makes you resent me. I'm not resenting you. Sure sounds like it. I'm just tired of wasting food. She snapped then. Stop wasting it. That one hurt. Some nights she didn't even come home until late. Other times she claimed she ate with coworkers. I asked who. She shrugged. Why do you care so much about food? She asked one evening. I looked at her. 'Cause it's the only time we still sit together. That's not true, isn't it? She didn't answer. I'm not cheating, if that's... What'd you think, she said one Friday night as I scraped her untouched plate into the bin. I didn't ask her that. Not yet. I never said you were, I replied. You're acting like it. I looked at her, tired. You act like I'm annoying. You are. Then why stay? She stared at me, stunned. I didn't mean that. I nodded, but you said it. I started cooking smaller portions, just enough for me, she noticed. So now, I'm not even considered. You weren't going to eat it anyway. That's not fair. What's not fair is pretending everything's okay. I'm trying. No, you're not. You think I want this distance? Built it. She scoffed and walked away. Again, I stopped asking if she'd eaten. She stopped pretending. She wanted to. We became roommates, strangers with matching keys. The kitchen felt colder every night, but kept cooking, because that was still the part of me she hadn't taken yet, and I didn't want to lose that too. Yo, Ethan, Liam said as I walked into the break room. You finally let your girl breathe this weekend? I smiled, half awake. What's that supposed to mean? He leaned back in his chair. Come on, man. You cook for her every night. Show up with packed lunches and disappear on weekends. You're like a husband without the tax benefits. I chuckled. Not sure if that's an insult or a compliment. Neither. Just facts. I poured coffee and yawned. She works. Lot too. We barely get to hang out lately. Yeah. Looked like she had time for lunch with Aiden, though. I froze mid-sip. What? He looked at me, eyebrow raised. I saw her, Friday, Caf Vert, near Westfield. She was with some guy. Blonde, beard, suit, looked like a finance bro. They were laughing, hugged when they left. My throat tightened. You sure it was her? He nodded, positive, even waved. But she didn't see me. Maybe it was just a coworker. Liam watched me. Could be. But he seemed real comfortable with her. I forced a laugh. She's friendly, Hannah. He didn't laugh with me. You alright, man?
Yeah.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be? You went pale. It's nothing. Okay, he dropped his tone. But you looked like you got stabbed just now. I looked away. I'm good. You want to talk? No, I've got reports to finish. I sat at my desk, staring at numbers that didn't make sense. My hands shook. I checked the time, 2:44 p.m. I pulled up Hannah's texts, Friday, her. Going to Mum's after work. Don't wait up. Me. Want me to pack you something? Her. No need. She's cooking. Me. Have fun. Her. I stared at the heart. My thumb hovered over it. She lied. Not just about dinner, but where she went, about who she was with. I put my phone down. My chest felt tight. You all right? Liam asked later at the vending machine. Yeah, you're still thinking about what I said? I told you. It's fine. He lowered his voice. Look, I wasn't trying to stir anything. I honestly thought you knew. I looked at him. You sure it was Aiden? I don't know him personally, but yeah. Looked like that guy in her old photos? Back when she used to post you too? I clenched my jaw. She doesn't post us anymore. He frowned. Didn't mean anything by that? It's cool. You want me to keep an eye out? No, if something's going on, I'll figure it out. Liam sighed. You don't deserve that, man. You're a good guy. Didn't. Answer just nodded and walked away. That night I got home early. She wasn't there. I went straight to the kitchen. Took out chicken, garlic, tomatoes, tried to focus on cutting. But my hands wouldn't stop shaking. I heard her voice in my head. You're too good to me. This is better than a restaurant. I'm not hungry tonight. I slammed the knife on the board. Why lie? Why him? I turned on the stove. Oil sizzled. My mind spun. Hannah and Aiden. His name felt like acid on my tongue. I remembered seeing him once. Taller than me. Confident. Smug. She'd told me he was her biggest mistake. Now she was having lunch with her mistake? Laughing? The chicken started to burn. I snapped out of it and yanked the pan off the heat. Smoke filled the room. I opened the window and stared at the blackened meat ruined, just like everything else. She walked in 20 minutes later. Hey, she called. Smells like fire in here. I didn't turn around. But dinner's wrecked. Oh. She peeked into the pan. What happened? I got distracted. With what? I didn't answer. She leaned against the counter. Want to order something? No. It raised an eyebrow. Okay. Bad day. Do you remember Friday night? I asked. Her lips tightened. What about it? You said you went to your mom's. I did? No, you didn't. Silence. I know where you were, I said. She crossed her arms. You checking up on me now? No, someone saw you. She flinched. Caf Vert. Aiden. She looked. Away? It was just lunch. You lied. I didn't think it mattered. You didn't think it mattered that you were with your ex? It wasn't like that. Then what was it? She didn't answer. Just tell me the truth, Hannah. Her voice cracked. Didn't plan it. He messaged. Said he was nearby. I thought it'd be quick. But you stayed. You laughed. You hugged.
What?
Ethan, I make you food every night. I ask you how your day was. I try, and you lie to my face. Tears welled up in her eyes. It's not what you think. Then what is it? I don't know. She swallowed. I'm confused. No, you're not confused. You just got comfortable lying. She turned toward the door. Where are you going? Out. Back to him. She froze. I shook my head. Don't bother answering. She left. The door slammed. I sat on the floor of the kitchen. The pan was still smoking. My hands smelled like garlic and ash, and my chest felt empty. Asterisk, I'm going to Mum's, Hannah said, slipping her earrings in. I stared at her reflection in the hallway mirror. On a Tuesday night, she's been feeling off. I just want to check in. I nodded slowly. Want me to pack her something? No need. She grabbed her bag. She asked for soup, but I'll pick some up on the way. Right drive. Safe. She gave me a half smile. Always. The door clicked shut. I stood still. Then I grabbed my keys. My hands were already trembling when I pulled onto the main road. This wasn't me. I'd never followed anyone. Never doubted her like this. But after Liam, after that, Kathy had to know, her taillights stayed in view. She wasn't heading toward her mom's suburb, not even close. She crossed the bridge, then another. My gut twisted, she turned right, a left, then parked on a quiet upscale street near Kensington. I pulled over across from her, my breath caught. I knew that building. I'd seen it once. In an old photo on her Facebook, back when Aiden still had a place in London. I leaned forward, his eyes glued to her. She stepped out. She checked her phone. Then she walked up the steps and rang the buzzer. A few seconds, the door buzzed open. She entered without looking back. I sat there. 5 minutes, 15, 30, an hour, nothing. The lights in his flat turned on. Second floor, left window. I saw her silhouette pass by once. Then again, that was all. I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I didn't even blink for a while. Just silence and a pressure building behind my eyes. I whispered, she lied again. The words sounded like someone else's voice. I gripped the steering wheel. She said she was going to her mom's. I laughed. It came out broken, sharp, a choke, and a chuckle. I laughed harder. It sounded ugly. She said she'd be back by 10. I hit the steering wheel once, twice, 3 times. Then I stopped. I texted her, "Me. How's your mom?" No response. I waited 5 minutes. Then I put my phone down. I leaned back, staring at the building. I imagined them together. His hands on her back, her laugh in his ear. Maybe she brought him soup instead. I bit my lip until I tasted blood. Headlights passed. Jogger ran by. I didn't move. I thought about every meal she skipped. Every time she said not hungry. Every lie wrapped in a soft tone. She said she was confused, but she knew exactly where she was tonight, and it wasn't home. I whispered I don't want her back. Not anymore. Not after this. 2 hours in. I didn't care who saw me, didn't care if she walked out and noticed my car. I wanted her to see, wanted her to feel it the way I did. The burning cold that sat in my stomach, the silence that screamed, louder than any argument. At some point, I started talking to the windshield. You said I was different. You said he broke you. You said I made you feel safe. I pressed my forehead to the wheel. I cooked. I cleaned. I stayed. I clenched my fists. I begged you for honesty, and this is what I get. The door opened finally. Around midnight, she stepped out, adjusting her jacket. Her hair looked messy. Her smile looked soft. She didn't look sorry. He followed shirtless under his hoodie. Laughing at something she said, they kissed quick, like they'd done it 100 times. She walked to her car, unlocked it, drove off. I stayed just for a moment longer. Then I started my engine. I didn't follow her this time. I didn't need to. I already had my answer. When I got home, the lights were still off. Her car wasn't in the driveway. I sat in the dark. Kitchen didn't bother turning anything on. Didn't bother checking the time. I whispered to the empty room, she's not mine anymore. She walked in like nothing happened. Hey, she said, hanging up her coat. Sorry I got in late. I looked up from the chair. Where were you? She blinked. I told you, Mums. No, try again. She hesitated. Ethan, I stood. You want to lie again? Go on, I'll wait. She crossed her arms. I don't like your tone. And I don't like being made a fool. I'm not. You were at Aiden's. She froze. Second floor. Left window. I watched you walk in. I watched you stay for hours. Her voice dropped. Why would you follow me? Because I knew. I needed to see it. She didn't speak. What did you eat? What? You said you were picking up soup for your mom. What did you eat, too? Didn't we just talked about what? His new job? He wanted advice. I stared at her. You wore earrings for a job talk? I didn't know he'd don't. Just don't. She went quiet. I saw you kiss him, I said flatly. She blinked fast. It wasn't don't lie. She opened her mouth, then shut it. That silence said everything. I nodded right. Ethan, I'm done. Stepped toward me. Please don't do this. I'm not doing anything. You did this. Right, I didn't mean, but you did. Over and over again. I was confused. No, you were selfish. She didn't fight back. I walked past her, grabbed a duffel, and opened drawers. She followed. Where are you going? Out. For how long? I zipped the bag, till I can breathe again. Don't go, I paused at the door. Why not? Because I don't want to lose you. You already did. I didn't cry. Didn't. Scream didn't even feel like yelling. Just numb. Just empty. I parked outside the office at midnight. No one else around. I took the elevator to the 6th floor. My desk light still worked. That was enough. I dropped the bag beside my chair and sat down. Didn't move for 10 minutes. Didn't even blink much. I stayed there the whole night. No blanket, no pillow. Just me, my thoughts, and the cold glow of the monitor. Next morning, Liam walked in, paused. Jesus, you look like death. Didn't sleep. You okay? Yeah. You sure? Yeah? He stared. You want coffee? No, I didn't eat that day. Or the next. Food felt like a joke. I couldn't even think about a pan without hearing her lie. People noticed, Ethan. You good? You've lost weight. Did you sleep here again? I smiled when I had to, nodded when they asked. But I didn't say anything real. Not anymore. I ignored. Texts from friends, didn't go home, didn't open social media, didn't cook, didn't speak, just worked hours and hours. Of spreadsheets. Calls, emails, noise, all of it noise. But deep inside that static, new voice started to form. Not loud yet, just a whisper. But it said something clear. You don't deserve this. Asterisk, you saved me. She used to whisper. I stared at the ceiling in the office break room, eyes dry, throat tight. She said it all the time. Ethan, if I didn't meet you, I wouldn't have made it. I got fired. She'd sobbed that afternoon 3 years ago. I'd held her in our tiny kitchen. We'll be fine. Can't do anything right. Stop. That's not true. I'm broken. No, you're tired. There's a difference. She used to curl up next to me after those panic attacks, body shaking, voice gone. I'd whisper, you're safe now. She once woke up crying because of a dream where I left her. You'd never leave, right? She asked. I kissed her forehead, not even if you told me to. Now, she eats dinner with someone else. I reached into my bag, pulled out the notebook I hadn't touched in years. Her old anniversary letter was tucked inside. I didn't even know I still had it. Her handwriting looked softer back then. Gentler, less rushed. I unfolded it slowly. Ethan, it began. I don't know how to put into words what you've done for me. You fixed pieces I didn't know were shattered. You held me together when I hated myself. You believed in me when I couldn't even get out of bed. You believed in me, I scoffed. I'll never forget the night you stayed up just to talk me through my spiral. I'll never forget how you told my mom I was strong when she called me a burden. You made me feel like I mattered. You saw me. When I felt invisible, you saw me. I clenched my jaw. I remembered that night clearly. Her curled in my lap, nails digging into my arm, breath uneven. You're not a burden, I'd said. You're a human being. I love you. She didn't say anything back that night, but she cried in my arms till morning. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me, Ethan. I love you. I always will. I read that last line twice. Then again. Then I laughed. I tore the letter straight. Down the middle, then again, and again. The pieces fell like snowflakes across my lap. You always will, huh? I picked up one strip. Her name was written at the end, small and careful. Hannah. I dropped it in the trash. You forgot, I said out loud. You forgot everything. You forgot who sat in the ER with you after your anxiety attack. You forgot who canceled 2 interviews just to take you to therapy. You forgot the man who made excuses for your absences. Who worked double shifts while you figured it out. Forgot the version of me that gave up promotions, vacations, sleep just to see you smile again, and now you smile at him. Stood and walked to the mirror on the wall across the break room. I looked rough, eyes bloodshot, beard patchy, exhausted. But under all that Ty was still here. She forgot me. I whispered. But I didn't forget her. That was the problem. I pressed both palms against the sink, stared hard at my reflection. She forgot the version of me she couldn't survive without. I shook my head, then smiled. A bitter, cracked smile. That's okay. Asterisk Ethan. I turned, holding a carton of eggs, frozen mid-step. Sophie. My voice cracked around her name. Wow. She smiled. Didn't think I'd see you back in town. Didn't think anyone would recognize me in aisle 4. I almost didn't, she said. You've got the tragic artist beard going, I laughed. You're not wrong, she stepped forward. How've you been, honestly? I glanced at the cart. Buying frozen dinners. So not great, she tilted her head. Coffee, hesitated. Yeah, actually. I'd like that. We sat in a corner booth at the cafe we used to skip school to visit. Nothing had changed but the prices. So, she said, sipping her latte. Talk to me about? She raised an eyebrow. Don't do that. I saw your eyes back there. You looked like someone unplugged your heart. I let out a breath, Hannah. Her face softened. Oh, she's gone. She'll leave. No, I left. After I followed her to her ex's apartment, her eyes widened. Wait, what? She said she was going to her mom's. I tracked her. She wasn't. Sophie didn't speak. She didn't need to. I saw her walk in. I didn't even cry. I said, I just sat there. Then I laughed like a psycho. You're not a psycho? I cooked for her every night, Soph, even when she stopped eating it. She looked away for a second. I'm sorry. She said she was helping him with work stuff. You believed her? I asked what they ate. She couldn't answer. Ouch. Yeah, we sat in silence. The kind that doesn't need to be filled. Do you remember, I asked, when we were 13 and you punched Liam for calling me a crybaby? She grinned. Broke 2 of my fingers. Still worth it. Definitely. She leaned forward. You know what I think? I raised an eyebrow. Always dangerous. You never needed her. I blinked. Come again? You never needed her. You just forgot who you were before she came. Her words landed hard. I started, then stopped. She nodded slowly. That boy who made weird videos in his garage, the one who used to stay up writing songs even if they were terrible. That version of you? He was enough. I haven't thought about him in years. You buried him. I looked down at my empty cup. Maybe he deserved it. No, he deserved better. She reached out and touched my wrist gently. You are. Not the broken pieces she left behind. I felt the heat rise in my chest. Then why do I feel so empty? Because you gave her everything. But maybe now it's time you give something back to yourself. I swallowed hard. That night, I stood in my kitchen and stared at the stove. The silence was different now. I opened the fridge. Eggs, butter, leftover herbs, some cheese. Nothing fancy, but it was enough. I cracked the eggs, whipped them smooth, added salt like muscle memory. The pan hissed. I sat down with the plate omelet, simple, warm. I took the first bite. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. Did you hear? Liam leaned over my desk, lowering his voice. Aiden's firm just exploded. I blinked. What? He got caught cooking the books. Serious fraud. His name's all over the news. I set my pen down. No way. Well, it gets better, Liam said, eyes glinting. But Hannah's name came up too? She was his marketing consultant. Turns out she signed off on some of the client invoices. I stared at him. Are you serious? Dead? He's under investigation. She just lost her job this morning. I leaned back, quiet. You okay? He asked. I nodded once. Yeah, I am. Later that afternoon, my phone buzzed. Hannah, can we talk? I stared at it. Read the words twice, and I didn't type anything. Didn't even open the chat. I just locked my screen and slid the phone. Away. 2 days passed. Then 3. Then one night, I heard a knock at the door. It was soft at first, then again and again. I walked to the Pepla standing. Outside in the same beige coat I'd once bought her, I opened the door. Just enough. Her eyes were puffy. Red, Ethan, she said, her voice small. Please, can we talk? I didn't move. Why are you here? I didn't know where else to go. You always had places to go. Aiden's house, for one. Her face dropped. He used me. No. I didn't know about the accounts. I swear. I just signed things. I didn't think you didn't think, I repeated. Sounds about right. She stepped closer. I lost everything. I didn't flinch. No. You lost the things you chose. Please, she whispered. Let me explain. You. Already did, I said. Back when you lied to my face. I was scared. I didn't want to hurt you. You did anyway. I made a mistake. No, you made a choice. She wrapped her arms around herself. Can I come in? I looked. At her for a long time, she looked thinner. Worn out, but still her. Still the woman who looked me in the eye and said she had lunch at work while eating at his table? No. I said, Ethan, you already ate. I told her. Remember? Her lip quivered. I started to close the door. Good night, Hannah. Her voice cracked. I miss you. I didn't answer. Back inside, stood in the silence. The same silence that used to haunt me, but now it felt like peace. I walked into the kitchen, pulled out the skillet, eggs again. I cracked one. Smiled the first time she stopped coming. Home hungry. I ignored the signs. Now she was hungry for something else, absolution, and I didn't owe her any. The next day Sophie called. Was it true? She asked. Was that her at your place? Yeah, she looked like a wreck. She was standing outside like a statue. She wanted to talk, and I didn't let her in. Sophie let out a soft breath. You okay? I thought. I'd feel heavy, but I don't. I feel free. I nodded. Yeah. She was quiet for a second. You did the right thing. I know. Proud of you, you know? I smiled. Thanks. I opened her old message again that night. Still unread. Still waiting. I hovered over the delete button, then changed my mind. I left it there, a reminder, not of her, but of who I used. To be of who I'd never be again. Asterisk, the letter came in a soft pink envelope. No return address, just my name. Her handwriting. I didn't open it. I didn't need to. I stood at the trash bin, held it in my hands for a second, then tore it clean down the middle. Goodbye, I muttered, dropping the pieces. Wait, Liam said, halfway through. A sip of his coffee. She wrote you a letter? Yeah, like with her hands, on paper, envelope, and everything. Wow, retro. I didn't read it. He raised an eyebrow. You serious? Didn't even think twice. Shook his head, grinning. That's my guy. You're evolving. I chuckled. Feels like it. I leaned back in my chair. There's more. Please, give me dessert. I followed her once. After she said she was going to her mom's, you stalked her? Tracked her? Subtle difference? He burst out laughing. I mean, sure. Let's pretend there's a difference. She went straight to Aiden's place. Oof. They ate, laughed, spent the night. Double oof. I sat in my car. Didn't cry. Didn't feel anything. Liam was quiet now. It's when you let go, huh? Not yet, but it started there. He whistled low. You've been through hell, man. I thought I'd die. Turns out I just needed better company. Like Sophie? I smirked. Exactly like Sophie. She's good for you, Liam said. She calms your chaos. Or reminds me I had peace before. The chaos. Damn, that's deep. I'm getting philosophical now. Watch out. So he said, tapping his cup. Want to know something sweet? Hit me. Aiden's moved on. Some intern at his new job. Real young. I laughed. Of course he has, Hannah. Alone. Liam tilted his head. What? Whoa, you. Feel bad? No, I said. I feel full. That night, Sophie and I stood in my kitchen. She tossed me a piece of burnt toast. Try not to cry. I bit into it, wincing. That's awful, she grinned. It's symbolic of what? Failure. Of trying. I looked at her. Thanks for not judging me. I never did. Even when I was a mess. Weren't a mess, she said softly. You were just healing. We made eggs. Burnt one. Saved the second. She giggled as I dropped a pan. I laughed as she nearly set the towel on fire. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't thinking. About who wasn't there, I was just here, cooking, laughing, living, asterisk. My phone buzzed. One new message. I miss you. I stared at the screen. No name needed. I knew. I didn't respond. I didn't even hesitate. I pressed delete. I chopped onions and silent sautéed garlic. Tossed in tomatoes. The smell filled the kitchen. Another buzz. This time I answered, Sophie. Hey. Chef, what's on the menu tonight? Something edible? Hopefully she laughed. Is it burnt? Not yet. Give it 5 minutes. You sound good. I feel quiet. Good quiet or sad quiet? Warm quiet. She paused. What are you making? Lemon chicken. Some rice. And your favorite burnt toast. You remember, of course I do. I set 2 plates on the table. She wasn't here. But it didn't feel empty. I was just thinking, she said. You sound lighter, I am. Did she text again? What did she say? I miss you. That's it? What did you say? Nothing. Nothing exhaled through the phone. Good, I didn't even feel anything, I said. No anger, no ache. That's growth, Ethan. I didn't think I'd get here. You're here. I sat at the table, took a bite. She used to sit across from me, I said, I know. She'd complain about the rice being too dry, was it sometimes? But you always made it with love, didn't you? Too much of it. Sophie went quiet for a second. Then, it's okay to still feel things. I don't want to feel her anymore. I don't. She said gently, you just remember. I smiled. You know something funny? What? I'm full of rice or life. Both, she laughed. I'll take it. You think this peace will stay? I asked. It will, if you let it. I'm scared sometimes. Of what? That it'll come back. The hurt, the doubt. It might. I don't want revenge anymore, Sophie. Then you're already free. I stared at the second plate. You coming over? I asked. You want me to? Yes, then I'll be there in 10. I ended the call, washed my hands, took a deep breath. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like leftovers. I felt whole.